Yay Networks.
Hi, everybody. Welcome back to In the Cards and Stars. I'm your host, Brit Mogensen, and this episode is all about Libra season. So we're going to talk about what Libra season is, how to use it, and of course, the Libra that has really been making headlines for very Libra things like love, romance, and even his style, Travis Kelce. So let's get into it. All right, so Libra season comes every single year from September 23rd through October 23rd. And it's wedged right in between Virgo season, where we're kind of like, getting our shit together, and Scorpio season, where things get really intense. We do a deep dive, Halloween, it's a whole different energy. But Libra season is kind of like the lighthearted, sweet part in the middle where we can kind of relax. This season is really meant for helping us to feel loved and seen, whether you have a partner. That would be one way. You can be romantic, or you can just pamper yourself because Libra is ruled by Venus. So during this time period, we can really use the energy to our benefit by doing little things, making little tweaks to our day. So here are like some of just the top tips, things that you could start doing right now to just kind of give yourself a little boost, okay? So first, you can wear the lucky colors of Libra. And what that's going to do is just kind of put you in a magnetic energy during this season. So Libra's lucky colors, if you guys are watching on YouTube, I'm wearing one of them right now. It's a very light, pale lilac, but any really like pale blue, a dusty pale rose, cream, white, lavender, like what I'm wearing, anything that's kind of just like fluffy and cozy and pastel, that is really Libra energy. I always think about Libra as being kind of like a fairy tale. So, okay, and of course, I can't even go any further without mentioning what we saw a couple weeks ago with Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce leaving in, his old car, driving off into the sunset, like a modern fairy tale. So that's Libra season. So dressing in colors that are almost kind of like, I don't know, like childlike, that kind of remind you of like innocence, that will kind of help to kick up the vibe around you. A few other things to know about Libras, people who have a Libra sun, Libra rising, or just in this current environment that we're all in. We're going to kind of notice this around us more right now. So here are some things. So first, loving love, all things romance. Like I mentioned, Libra is the zodiac sign associated with partnership and marriage. So these themes are going to be really important right now in all of our lives. But for people with prominent Libra placements, this is always going to be a focus for them. That's just kind of part of what they're here to do. So if you ever need like relationship advice, little tip, asking a Libra or someone with a lot of Libra placements is going to be so helpful. And I have personal experience with this because my husband is a Libra. He's a quintessential Libra because Libras are known to be mediators, and he's a lawyer. A lot of Libras are lawyers, or they do things in the community, or politicians, because being a Libra is all about, they're supposed to like see all sides of things and then balance things like the scales. So when I have an issue or I'm stressed or I don't know how to handle something, I will always ask my husband, my go-to Libra, and he gives the best advice about how to see things from everyone's perspective, how to communicate clearly, effectively, and really just try to make things work. In, with other zodiac signs like Scorpio season coming up next, sometimes Scorpio can be too intense and they'll like go straight for it. Libra has a way of being charming and kind of smoothing things over and making sure that all sides leave feeling satisfied. That's kind of their goal. So this season, if there is anybody that you feel like you need to have a talk with, great time to do that. Any other time, ask a Libra for advice, and they're going to be really helpful in that part of life. Okay, other things to focus on during this season. Your style and fashion. Because Libra is ruled by Venus, this is an amazing time to revamp your fall wardrobe. We're all kind of doing that anyway, but it's funny that it coincides with the fall equinox and Libra season. So this is just a good time to like revamp your style, spend a little more time on you, pamper yourself. The Venus energy of Libra season really does support that. So if you feel like things are kind of slow in your life, or, you're not really as busy as you were last season, that's okay. Use this open, free time to pamper yourself, to go shopping. Be sure that you stay within your budget, though. I will say Libras have a habit of overspending. Okay. So watch out for that one. But otherwise, this is a really good time to do things like get your closet together, throw out things that make you feel icky that you don't want anymore. Libra's all about aesthetics. So doing things that beautify your environment. If you want to change your hair, this is a good time because Venus is in like a really positive spot right now, especially because Venus is direct. But yeah, this is a really good season to do any of that stuff. Shopping, beauty treatments right now would be perfect. And then last but not least, Libra season is a time to be social, to really get out there. I mean, Libra is an air sign, and sometimes in Scorpio season, when it starts to get cold and things I don't know, we feel a little bit more isolated at times in Scorpio season and into Capricorn. And then in Virgo season, we're typically a little too busy. But Libra season is when, you can put on a little pastel outfit and call up your best friend, call up someone you haven't talked to in a while, go be social, talk to a stranger. Libra season really is all about getting yourself in that mindset of being able to make new friends, build those social connections. And this would just be such a good time in the year to do that. So those are my tips. When we come back, we're going to talk about Libra men. Obviously, focusing on Travis Kelce, focusing on what Taylor Swift sees in him, how to know when they're in love, all that good stuff. So Libra men. Okay. And we're definitely using Travis Kelce as the poster child Libra man. I know that this has been everywhere, but I promise you guys, I'm going to do a unique take on the situation. So, okay, when it comes to Libra men, we know them, we love them. I personally love my Libra man. I married a Libra, so I get it. I get what Taylor Swift sees in the whole situation. But here's kind of just the gist of what the personality of a Libra man is like. So on the positive side, they are really charming. They are attentive. They're romantic, great gift givers. They also tend to love fashion and style. A Libra man will go shopping with you. My husband is a Libra, and he does not mind going shoe shopping with me. He does not mind going to all of the pretty places that I want to go. And I love that about him. I'll just take him with me and he's down. So Libra men, if you want someone who will kind of share in that aesthetic side of life with you, then they're a really good person to go to. They also like art. They tend to be social, but also somebody who, doesn't mind meeting your friends as well. They kind of want the whole group to be together. So they're just charming, social, fun, kind of beauty oriented. They have a good personality. So I see it. I like it. I love that. We see it. Challenging traits. So on the negative side, and what I noticed when people were kind of talking about what they're concerned about Travis Kelce with Taylor Swift, because I think that collectively everybody's just kind of protective of her. All the Swifties, so many people just love her. And some things that I kept hearing about the negative side or the worries about Travis Kelce reminded me of the negative traits of Libra. I mean, it's so crazy, astrology in the wild. So the challenging traits are non-committal, indecisive, superficial. They can also be two-faced and detached, similar to a Gemini. And the reason that they're like that, which can be really negative in love, but the reason that they're like that is because, how we talked about the scales and how they're always kind of weighing out different options. Well, in order to do that, you kind of have to be able to take your emotions out of things. So a Libra man, when they are dating and not committed, they definitely get a bad reputation for being kind of like the typical fuckboy. I mean, we're just going to be honest here. But the thing about a Libra man is that you really can tell when they're in love. It's pretty easy to tell. They're easy to read. They're more of a lover than a fighter. So I feel like if you're paying attention, for the most part, if you're interested in a Libra guy, you're going to be able to tell because they're not really big on, they're all about justice. So they're really not someone who's going to lie to you or be hard to read or see through. So when a Libra man is in love, and I think we're definitely seeing this with Travis Kelce, they fully lean into their partnership oriented side. So like a non-committal Libra, someone who's not ready for a relationship, kind of like the reputation that Travis has this time period. I mean, he's about to turn 34 October 5th. So I think he's kind of, he seems to be more in his era of commitment. But when they are in that era of commitment and they love someone, I mean, they will let you know, like they'll communicate it. They will tell you exactly how they feel. So if you're ever interested in a Libra guy, and you kind of can't tell if they like you or not, I would definitely say pump the brakes and like take a step back, let them come towards you, because you'll really know how they feel. I just think that for them, if they're like probably who the book was written about, but like he's not that into you, or like if he wanted to, he would, like those kind of things. A Libra man would be a typical example of that, because if they love you, they're the most romantic. If they don't, I feel like they're definitely hard to read, and that's when it gets confusing. So with them, I'd say it's a no if they act like that. But okay, so they will create magical moments like, inviting you to a big game, shouting it from the rooftops, telling people how they feel about you. Travis Kelce, he made the friendship bracelet. And even when he was rejected, he said that he still like stood up and said, I made that bracelet and I'm sad she didn't want to meet me. Libras love love so much that they're really not afraid to put themselves out there, even if they feel foolish. They really don't worry about that. So these are really good signs that a Libra man is taking a situation seriously, that they're very interested, and they will be the type of person to want commitment right away. They also will take you on romantic dates. So, there's a lot to love there. And I will say, I think he's showing all the signs of a Libra in love. Okay, when we come back, we are going to talk about the numerology and the personal year cycle that makes me believe Travis and Taylor are going to last. Now, numerology is my secret weapon, you guys. I know that we talk about numerology, astrology, tarot, but when I'm really trying to get to the heart of something, little hot tip here, you can always look at someone's date of birth to get a quick picture of their personality and like their typical traits, how they show up. I have done this with so many different people, and guys, I can't even tell you how many times it has just been so dead on, so accurate. And basically, all you have to do, if you're new to this, just look up birthday personality numerology, someone born on the 5th, the 6th, the 7th, whatever date it is. And you will get a description that will just shock you. Try it with yourself first. It's so fun. But of course, to see about Taylor and Travis, just to get to the heart of it, to see, are these two compatible? Is there a chance? What's going on? I looked at their birthday numerology. And so let's break it down. Travis was born on the 5th of October, making him a 5 energy, 5 personality Libra. And then Taylor was born on December 13th. As we all know, she loves number 13. And I have a suspicion that she's into numerology too, by the way. But she is a 13 or a 4 in numerology, a 4 energy Sagittarius. So here's what's cool about this. Then I looked up their personal years. Your personal year, we're all in a personal year at this time. All you have to do is you take the month of your birth. So let's do Travis, for example. Okay, he was born October. That's a 10 energy. 1 plus 0 is 1. Okay, and I'm just going to go through it real slow. So then you do 1 plus 5 is 6. So in any year, all you have to do is add 6 to the year. And that's going to tell you the personal year that he is in. And we can do that for ourselves as well. So for him, if we take 6 and we add it to 2023, 2 plus 0 plus 2 plus 3, not going to do all the math right now, but you know what I mean? It breaks down, when you keep adding all the numbers, it breaks down to a 4 personal year. Okay, stick with me. This is weird. So then Taylor, if you add up her personal year, 2023 is a 5 personal year for her. So Travis is in, this is so weird. He's in a 4 personal year and he's connected with her. She's in a 5 personal year. She's connected with him, a 5 personality. I'm telling you, the timing is so dead on. And this is kind of what happens in numerology is you'll notice patterns, especially with the numbers. The numbers don't lie. So I think based on just this and some other things I've seen about their life purpose charts and all that, there is a distinct pull. And this is just very telltale that they met in this time. It's not a coincidence. And I think that this is the perfect time for both of them to meet because typically a 4 personality like Taylor is very grounded. They would tend to go for people who are more introverted. If you are a 4 personality or someone who is, or just from Taylor's songs and how, like, what her demeanor is, they're very home oriented. They're the friend or the person who's going to, have a plan, have a schedule, be very regimented. Doesn't mean they're not fun, but it just means that the thing that kind of drives them forward is the desire to build. A 4 is a builder number. So they also are great at building success, building an empire. 4 energy is just able to really create something out of nothing, but through hard work. So these people tend to be, they come across as very dedicated, very driven, very reliable and stable. Okay. And then a 5 energy personality. And if you guys watch that documentary that Travis Kelce's brother Jason did, so I'm watching all these things because of my husband, but I ended up loving the documentary. I forget what it's called, but it's on Netflix. And basically, it's Jason Kelce going through his life and all these things, like his football career, his family. It's actually super heartwarming. I loved it. But Travis is in there, and he talks about a time in his life when his brother helped him, and how he had he flunked out or he got kicked off the football team at one point. All this stuff. So for him, what I'm trying to say here is that Travis naturally has a personality associated with 5, the 5 senses. People with this personality, they do sometimes get in trouble like that. It doesn't mean they're not driven. It doesn't mean they're not, they're not going to be successful. Like, look at Kris Jenner. She's a 5 personality, Scorpio, and she's created, she's had the building blocks built up and she's created an empire. But I'm just saying for them, their path to get there tends to be more oriented towards creativity and freedom. And sometimes they have to fall on their face a few more times because it doesn't come naturally for them to be super grounded. And so later in life, they can be a lot of fun once they've kind of balanced that out, figured it out. They can be really fun because they can have that 5 nature of being interested in the 5 senses, pleasure, things that bring people joy. But then they also have that maturity to kind of keep them from, losing their job, spending all their money, flunking out, like whatever it is. So for them, I feel like at any other time in their lives, if they were to meet, they probably wouldn't naturally be drawn towards each other. Like a 4 and a 5 typically do not find themselves attracted to one another just because it's such a different energy. It's almost like they live on 2 different planets. But your birthday numerology year, your personal year, does affect what you attract, what you're open to, and what you bring in. It kind of shifts your energy a little bit for that year. So he's in a 4 personal year, she's in a 5 personal year. So if it was ever going to happen, if they were ever meant to meet or click, this would be the time when they would both be open to meeting each other. And this would be kind of like the window of opportunity. I love it. It's so cool. So all that to say, talking about their personal years and what that means for their future and potential for commitment. Well, with Travis being in a 4 personal year for 2023, this was a year where he was meant to really put his nose to the grindstone. A 4 years when you do a lot of hard work that's meant to last. But you're probably not partying, and I live in Kansas City. I have not heard of, everybody on the team seems to be pretty buttoned up. Like the gossip, there's really none about the team right now, except for a couple people I heard about at the hair salon, but that's for another time. But not him. He definitely has been very much someone who's been a leader in the community, focusing on doing great things and being friends with Pat Mahomes, who's a family man. So he has been in that 4 energy of discipline and hard work. It's not a whole lot of, time for play. And then with her, and it's also a year when you can make a commitment or meet someone that you build a long-lasting relationship with. Okay. And then in 2024, next year for him will be a 5 personal year, which will be completely in alignment with his personality because he was, born on the 5th. So in a 5 personal year, that's a year of change. I am going to go ahead and predict right now that the big change he will be making will be changing from being like a single person to thinking like a relationship oriented person or someone who is planning for marriage, because 5 is like a big lifestyle change. I'm just saying the timing is really right for both of them. And I know I'm making some big claims, but hey, I'm just looking at the numbers. And then for Taylor, 2023 has been a 5 personal year for her. And a 5 personal year is a year of renewal. And we saw that she broke up with Joe Alwyn and then went on tour. And since she's been on the Eras Tour, it has been a complete time of reinvigoration of her career, her image, her sense of joy. She really has seemed to just be having so much fun this year. Her outfits, like everything that she's been doing, honestly, I've loved it. I love her anyway, but I've really loved how she's been shining this year, just bringing a lot of like joy, success, and like inspiration. And that's a 5 year. A 5 year is the year that we get to have the most fun. Okay. So next year for her, 2024, will be a 6 personal year. And a 6 personal year is a year where we go from having a lot of fun, and then we kind of say like, okay, I've partied, that was great. Then in the 6 year, we want to take all that stuff that we learned and we want to take our favorite things from the 5 year, and we want to bring them with us into the 6 year. And that's when we commit, lock things down. But a 6 year is associated with Libra energy, with Venus energy, with love, with marriage and commitment. I'm just saying. I think 2024, if the two of them do, continue to date, I think at the end, I'd say maybe near the end of 2024 would be a really good time to announce like a marriage, a commitment, really a marriage. I'm just going to say a marriage because he'll be going into a 6 year. Anyway, just the numbers are lining up so perfectly for these two. And yeah, and then also, one more thing to note, a Sagittarius sun like Taylor and a Libra sun like Travis, it's just a very fun, romantic, fiery combination. Anytime you get a fire sign and an air sign together, it just makes it bigger. Their personalities just both get bigger. And isn't that kind of what all of us want, along with a little Libra season love story? So that is my Libra season lowdown for you guys. I hope that you have the best Libra season. I hope you pamper yourself. If you're single, I hope that you turn all that loving energy back onto you, date yourself, buy yourself something nice, give yourself some positive affirmations, just treat yourself well. And if you're in a relationship, maybe it's gotten a little stale, maybe you've gotten a little bored, be inspired by some of the romantic things we're seeing with Taylor and Travis. Go on a date, dress up, do some romantic things together. Libra season is the time to reinvigorate that. And if you're newly in love, congratulations, because this is going to be fun for you. All right, you guys, I love you so much. Thank you for joining me. Be sure that you subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet. Turn on those notifications so you don't miss any episodes. And I'll be back next week with an all new episode. And you guys, this one's going to be fun. We have a really exciting guest. We're going to be talking about celebrity blind items. We're going to be spilling tea. It's going to be a good time.
Yay Networks.